Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be discussing 5 hard truths or 5 things I would have done differently with the knowledge I have now when I first started my business, or just the information I currently have now that I'm implementing to grow my business and to improve my business processes and just make it better, just so I do not have to be there all the time and it can run seamlessly without me. I've been running my business for the last 5+ years ish full time, and there's so many lessons I've learned along the way. There's so many mistakes I've made along the way as well, and so many achievements I have made along the way. First things first is sales is not linear. So when you're running a business, the times where you're going to get like so much sales, and there are times where it's going to be like really quiet, and that's something I did not know when I first started. I just thought as soon as I get to a point where I'm getting the sales, the chicken sang all the time, that's it, we're just going to be up from there. But that's not always the case, because when you first start your business, there are times where you can get like 6 months smooth of like 6-figure months or 5-figure months, and then it can like really just dip down, is really an uphill, like it just goes up and down, up and down, up and down. So you just need to know how to navigate the quiet times or the low moments, and know also how to navigate or how to manage your resources when things are like really high. Because most times you find, especially with like new business owners or people that are really quite young and have only just started making money, as soon as they get the first money, they're like going to buy brand new cars or like really expensive things rather than pouring the money back into the business. So what you need to know and what you need to take away from this video is sales are not going to be linear. Whatever business you're going to be doing, there's definitely going to be highs and lows. It's not if, it's going to be when there's highs and when there's lows. You need to know how to navigate the times where your business is doing very well and know how to manage your resources, and times where the business is not doing well and how to manage your income or your resources in that moment, because those times can be really draining, it can be really depressing, it can really be a question yourself moment, but you need to know how to navigate those seasons and know that sales is up and down and you'll be just fine. It's just a phase. You'd come and it will go, and you'd navigate that whole process of running a business. Second thing, it's okay to pivot as many times as possible. So when I first started running my brand, it was more when people want something, they would come to me, I'll take their measurements, and then I'll source for fabrics, and then I'll make the clothes from start to finish. I was just doing a made to order or custom order type business. But as time went on, I started doing ready to wear. So I'll do like block sizes, and then I would put it on, like I created a website and people were able to purchase it that way. So that way I'd not need to like have to interact with people directly all the time. They could just go on the website and order whatever they wanted to order, and I would usually just ship it to them. So you can pivot as many times as possible. People start with like maybe doing merch, and then they can change to like doing accessories, or they can change to like doing ready to wear items, or they can change to doing stickers. So just find what works for you. If something is not working, it's okay to change it. It's okay to switch things as many times as possible, as much as you're comfortable with, but make sure you actually push it hard enough to know that you've done the very best you can with the knowledge you have and the resources you have, and with that current business you're working in, before you move to something else. Because if you keep starting and then stopping and changing frequently, you would not actually know what works. You will not know that how long you need to like ride the boat on for before you actually change to something else. So yeah, you pivot as many times as possible, but do it with intention and do with consciousness, and do it with grit as well. Because when you start something the first time, it's not always going to work, but the more effort you put in, the more learning you do, the more pushing you do, you would see that it's going to make a lot of difference. It's going to make it a lot of difference. So if you need to change it, change it. If you're tired of doing something, you feel like you've exhausted all the skills you've got for that particular phase of your life, it's okay, just switch to something else. People start businesses and then they go back doing a 9-to-5 role, or they can start a 9-to-5 role and then go into doing, like change things as much as you can, but make sure you're putting in all you can when you're working on something, just so you can see the result. You can be proud of how the end result looks like. Third thing I'm going to mention in this video is not all launch or not all collection, not all drops or not all releases you do is going to be a hit. Sometimes it's going to be a miss. Do not dwell on the misses. Just look at what did not work in that drop I did, or in that collection I released, or in that product I released. And what did I not do properly? Did I not market it properly? Were people not aware that something was coming? Did I not plan my release date appropriately? Like, just think of, go back, look at the data. Why did this not work? So that you can double down on, they can make changes to things in future. So if something works, like, make a lot of notes. If you need to record the process, because sometimes I tend to like record or document when I do releases, or when I'm doing like something big that I've not done before. I'll usually like document the process to say, this is what I did, this is what I think went wrong, this is what I would improve on next time if I'm doing something like this. I feel like it helps, because the next time you're going to do something, you're going to do another release, or you're going to do another project you're working on, you already know, you already have data from before to say this is what is definitely going to work, and this is what I need to improve on, or this is what I need to change. So when you get a miss, or if something doesn't work, don't dwell on that failure. It's not even a failure, it's just not everything is going to be a hit. So if something doesn't work, there's no need dwelling on it. Just pick up the pieces of whatever you can and just move it along. The fourth thing I'm going to mention is, do not compare yourself with other people. You know how they say comparison is a thief of joy? Like, that is so true, because you can be looking at someone that is, so say I'm doing a clothing brand, and I'm looking at somebody else that's in a clothing brand as well, and I'm comparing, oh, it looks like they're doing better than I'm doing, or I should have been far gone in my journey by now, but I don't feel like I'm doing so well. And you're just comparing yourself without even looking back to see how far you've come and how well you've done over the years. But because you're comparing yourself to somebody else and you don't even know what is behind the scenes of what they're doing, you can be running a business, like myself as an example. I can be running a business. I've got 3 kids to look after. I've got a full home to run. I've got other things I'm working on, and I can be comparing myself to someone that hasn't got any responsibility whatsoever, and they can literally work on that business 24/7, 7 days a week. I cannot do that, because at the end of the day, my family's priority. Even though I'm running a business, I cannot put in that amount of hours realistically, like someone that does not have that much family responsibility. And also, I might not have the amount of resources that they have. They might have like so many thousands of pounds to like test and experiment and try things out and see what works and change things quite quickly. I might not have the resources to do all of that. So if I'm going to be comparing myself with somebody like that, then it's not going to be any benefits for me. And in the other thing in comparison is, they might have like a huge team of people working for them. They might have like more experienced people working for them. They might have like investors with knowledge in the business they're already doing working for them, and I'm just like a small team of like few people, and we're literally like just winging every day as it comes. We're not even sure if we're going front or back or left or right. We're just using the knowledge we have to make things grow. If I'm trying to compare myself with somebody like that, then that's not a good comparison to do. So whatever it is you're doing, whatever your journey in entrepreneurship, whatever your business journey you're currently working on, just the only person you're comparing yourself with is you and how far you've come. Then if you look back and you feel like you've not made any progress at all, or you feel like you've not done as much as you would like to do, then that's who you need to be comparing yourself with. And you need to see how you can like come out of your comfort zone. If you're in your comfort zone, you need to see how you can do things so much differently than you were doing before, and then just look for how you can just keep growing, comparing yourself with just yourself, even if you have to look at what someone else is doing, because let's be honest, no man is an island. Sometimes you tend to look at what other people are doing just to draw inspiration from them, not to like drown yourself or make yourself feel bad for not doing as well as they're doing. So that's something we need to have in mind, or I need to have in mind when like navigating this entrepreneurship life. And the last thing I'm going to be mentioning in this video is this is so important. Cash flow is king. You know how many times I go on social media and someone says, "Oh, my business is making 8 figures a month, or we're doing 9 figures we're doing 9 figures a year or something." It's not how much you're making; it's how much your business is keeping. Revenue is not the main thing; is what the profit is at the end of the day, because a business can be generating £10 million in sales, for example, and the business is in like £11 million in debt. So it's not how much people are making, it's how much you're able to keep. The cash flow, like, you always have to be able to like have cash flows, like try things out, experiment things out, to make mistakes quickly and move along with this very quickly. So revenue is not the main thing. Cash flow is what is the most important thing. So do not let the internet pressure you, looking at somebody else doing like the exact same thing you're doing. "Oh, I made like £60,000 this month." You might be keeping more than they are keeping. So at the end of the day, you just need to understand your numbers. You just need to understand your revenue, what you're making, what you're keeping, the expenses you're having, and all of those things would make such a difference, go a long way to see how you can help navigate your business and grow your brand from where it currently is to where you want it to be. So yeah, don't just focus on what the business is making. Focus on your profit statement, focus on your loss statement, and see what you get to keep at the end of the month or at the end of the year, after you've paid all your taxes, after you've paid all the things you need to make payments for the business. That way you're able to know if your business is doing well or if the business needs going back to the drawing board. So yeah, cash flow is king. That's what you need to remember when you're running a business. You're doing as good as you need to do. You're doing well as you need to do with the information you have right now. So yeah, just keep pushing, just keep going, and knowing that life is a phase. You just need to improve on what you're doing and things would only get better. Anyways guys, hopefully you enjoyed the content of this video. If you've got a small business as well, leave that in the comment section and let me know some of the things you've learned over the years of running a business, and I would do well to like have a read. If you've got any questions as well, leave that in the comment section. I'll be able to answer that when I get around to it. Thanks so much for watching today. If you enjoyed the content of the video, you know what to do. Like, subscribe, click on the bell icon so when I post any upcoming videos you get notified, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care. Bye.